Hi guys, welcome to this video. This video is going to serve as a guide for everybody who's on a struggle bus or maybe new to the Dark Soul series. This is going to help you get through the early game and to build your character and make the intro and starting part of the game easier. These are the classes I recommend. I recommend Vagabond. Now I'm going to show why. The Vagabond has 100% physical shield. It has excellent strength, excellent dexterity. While it is a very simple build, it has the highest vigor of all starting classes, and it is my recommended starting class for anyone who hasn't played a Souls game because you have a lot of health compared to the other classes, and you have a 100% physical shield allowing you to negate a lot of damage. The other class I recommend is going to be a little similar but different is the Samurai. As you could see, it has more dex, a little less strength, but it also has good vigor, mind, and endurance. This class does a lot of dodging and it's focused on very quick, fast attacks, but the advantage is in the game it comes with a bow off the bat. The other class that I also recommend is the Confessor because it comes with a shield that is also 100% physical. It comes with high faith, good strength, good dexterity. So you have a very well-rounded faith-based caster. So if you want to get into faith-based spells, this is the class to go to, and because it comes with a 100% physical shield, it's great to go. We're just going to go with the Vagabond because it's a simple class and I do recommend it because it has two good weapons. Now for your keepsake, the recommended ones are the Land Between Runes, the Golden Seed, and the Stone Sword Key. The Stone Sword Key is nice, but I don't recommend you take it because the early areas that it will lead you to is very easy to get killed. The Golden Seed is going to level up your heals or Estus, your flask, so you'll get an additional heal. I recommend choosing this. I'm skipping the cutscene not to spoil anything for anybody who's watching, so I'm trying to keep spoilers to a minimum. So just a quick weapons display. As you can see, you have a lot of swings. You got your right, and you have your pokes. Don't walk off the edges. And we're going to go straight into the first boss. The first boss is meant to basically kill you and send you to the tutorial area. So he's gonna come down. And he's gonna send us down to the tutorial area. And you get your Crimson Tears, which is your flask. And right here you have the tutorial area. I recommend you go down and go through it. It's going to walk you through the tutorial and show you how to do all the things like crouch and stealth and everything like that. I don't want to spoil the tutorial area for anyone who wants to go through it for themselves, so you go ahead and do that. We're going to go straight into the open world. and straight up. And this is your first grace. Now this is just going to be a side note here. This here is an M statue. They block off dungeons. You use the stone key, the sword key, and you put it in there and you could go in. Now if you choose that, I don't recommend you go in there because down there is a poison filled area at the start. Then after you walk out the poison, there's going to be a giant chariot chasing you that could one shot kill you. And at the bottom is the boss, and at the top is a very difficult enemy to fight. I don't recommend you go down there. It's going to be a lot of death and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. Right? Now, because if you chose this class, I recommend you also come in and take off the helmet. Once you take off the helmet with this class, you're going to have medium rolls. So what are medium rolls? This is a medium roll. This is going to give you the most iframes and the ability to dodge effectively. If you have on your helmet, and as you can see, this will now put us into heavy load, we are going to fat roll, and we're going to get hit, and we are probably going to die. So what you do, you come here, you rest at the site of grace, right? You go to flask, and you see add charge to flask. You click on that. Yes. Now allocate your flask. Because in the early game you're not going to be using a lot of FP, I recommend that you put 5 heals on so that you won't get killed easily. Right? And let's go up. And welcome to Limgrave. This is the open world. And you're going to see this NPC over there. I would advise you to talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him because I don't want to put any spoilers so you could hear him for the first time for yourself. See that guy over there in the distance? He's a boss. He's very hard and difficult at this point in the game. If you feel you could take him, I suggest maybe try. But for most of you who are more inclined to an easier, more sensible route, I simply recommend going around him. He is not going to come after you to murder you while you're going around him, so you just avoiding him. There are a lot of better weapons and things to get, so instead of wasting your time to fight the 3 Sentinel, move on with your life. There are much better things to do than fighting the 3 Sentinel. This is going to be the Church of Elleh, and now you could fast travel between the different grace points. And here you have your first smitten shard. Right, you get 1. I don't recommend you use it on any of the weapons. And this is your beginning merchant. I recommend speaking to him and picking up some of the crafting items he has. I'm not going to go into too much detail again because I don't want to spoil too much stuff, but
and I can also that you're not. Then why not? I am Caelid.
Right? And what you really want to purchase is these things here, which is his nomadic warrior cookbooks, and also the crafting kit to begin the ability to craft. That's very, very useful. You may want to pick up the telescope so when you get high up you could see things from far distance. And the torch is also recommended because there are many dark areas so you could light them up.
Goodbye.
Right? So let's just go into it and get into the open world. So you're going to see a first set of basic enemies over here. These guys are just basic enemies. There's nothing special about them. But I want to show you why 100% physical shield makes sense. So you could just put up your shield, let him hit you, and then stab. If you don't have 100% physical shield, they're going to hit you and it's going to hurt. So keep following along this path. Wanna see one of them right there? You're gonna get some throwing up. Well, those are kurikiri. They are throwing knives basically, so you could throw them to kill enemies. And we're gonna keep going. So these are your shrines of Miraka. I can't really say a name too well, but you're gonna respawn here when you die. Do not go into that battle settlement over there because you're going to die. What you're going to do is walk along this path and go up. Right? Ignore all the enemies. Don't get. So you see where those golden lights are converging? That's another grace point, and it's very, very important we get there. Now, once you unlock this grace point here, you're going to get your Maiden and the ability to level up. Right?
Have you heard of the thing they serve? But I can play turning root to aid you. You need own to the foot of. Then it said, summon me. I bequeath. Use it. It will summon Torrent. Has treat him with respect.
Right. So you basically accept her. You now have the ability.
Shall I turn? Let my hand rest. Share them with me.
Right, and you have the ability to level up. Now, once you get that ring, you go into your inventory. Right, you see there, this ring, the spectral steed whistle, you need that. And you equip it into your slots. This is going to allow you to summon your steed and basically ride him and move where you need to go. Now we don't need him right now because we're going to get a very important early game weapon. So you click down and you crouch and you're going to sneak up and kill this enemy here quietly and stealthily. I'm going to come up here and open this. And that is the Lord Sworn Greatsword. That is a very excellent beginning game weapon, and it's going to be one that you're really going to like, because for a lot of the early game weapons they're not great, but that is one of the better ones. But I'm going to show you how to get some other good weapons and we're going to get into it. So throw yourself down in the grass and keep hiding. Keep moving through, stealth kill, don't get too loud, don't get too noisy. And you get the flail, another good starting weapon, and you keep proceeding on. Now make sure just avoid all enemies. Now you see these little glowing skulls? You break them and you get runes. And you come here and you touch the grace and activate this. Now past the time from in the night to morning, you don't want to be wondering too much about night at the early levels, as there are certain bosses and monsters that you could encounter that's just going to make your life very difficult. Noon, let me see, get the sun up. Right. So we're gonna now and you're just gonna keep going down this path. Don't engage the enemies, you could use the telescope to watch. Right? Just ride along past everybody and just keep ignoring everything. Right? You don't try and get anything too special. And you're trying to kill this little ball here. Oh, come on. Alright, next time we'll get it. Ignore these guys and ride past everybody. And once you pass them, don't let them chase you and don't get enough entanglement with them. Right. See that carriage over there? That's the target you want. So let's get off Torrent and get to sneaking. Oh crap. Alright, them doing thing. Come on. So I forgot that you need to get it to stop. So you get it to stop by hitting them one lash. So once you've got, you just have to hit one of the giants once on the leg, and yeah, they basically stop. You steal the great axe, and you basically haul ass. You know, you're not waiting to get into no big fights. You don't want no drama. You just run, right? You rest. Right. So now that you rest here, and we've done a little bit of exploring, you go back to the Church of Elleh. And you're going to meet
May
the
I
Witch
have a word?
Renna.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnish. I am the witch. I'd heard and upon the talk thou art to call forth. I was instructed by torrents. 'Tis a bell for call. Summon them with it. The spirits will obey. Now it is thine.
So right as you get that,
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet.
right.
The same.
So before Renna get off
Meanwhile,
talking
the
and
lands
interrupted me,
between. How long
you
will
have
it
the
be
ability now to use summons.
before the tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
So basically, when you see that little logo, you see that little corner in the sign there, that sign that just came up here. Once you see that, you can now use the summon. So as you can see, we don't have it on the screen anymore. But when we come under certain strong enemies and bosses, you could use it. So that little archway means that you could use the summon sign. Now you go back to gate front. Pass time to noon. Ah, used the wrong thing. Now we're gonna go and we have to do a run. There are a lot of enemies and this is the part of progression. Do not get bogged down. Do not try to fight anyone. Just keep moving and run for your life. Just keep running. Don't get down. Don't involve yourself. Right, you keep charging through. And you'll find your second golden steed here. Not golden steed, golden seed. Right, we have another one, which is pretty nice. And you go along the side like I was doing there. Do not go up in the middle of the road because sometimes you could trigger wolves to come down. But once you've reached here, you have made it to the site of grace. Rest. And this will be given you your next seed. So you go to Flask, add it. And you have 6. Now you're going to speak with this NPC here. I'm not going to ruin her dialogue, but she is going to give you another ashes that will let you summon a jellyfish creature. So you speak to her and she is going to give it to you. Right? I don't want to ruin her dialogue for anyone. This is going to be the stone sword key. This is, I'll show you where you could use those, but this could be also used back at the start to go into the very hard dungeons. So let's rest, and you go back now to the Stranded Graveyard. Now this imp right here, that little key that we got, this item, I'm going to show you the item. The stone sword key. You use it on the imp, it's going to remove the fog and you could go in and fight the dungeon. I do not recommend doing that at this moment, especially given that we are also at the starting level and I haven't leveled up. I'm just showing you stuff. And now we go back to Ahgeel North. So once you're here, I'm going to be showing you how to get the next big weapon on my list. And from here, it's going to be quite a bit away. So just pay attention. Do not engage into a fight with anyone because you're going to be needing all your heals. You don't want to really get bogged down by anything. So you just keep running. Now up here are some trolls. They're big giant monsters. And here you're going to just jump into this. Oh crap. And one more try. Yay. So you come around here. Keep riding. Do not engage any of the big trolls, monsters, anything. Don't fight anybody. Now this part is also going to take you to a very popular NPC.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Right?
Help me.
And
I'm
this is
stuck.
Pot Bro.
Hello?
So this is where you find Pot
Hello?
Bro. And basically
Anyone?
you hit him a big punch or a big, whammy hit. You're gonna knock him out. And then you're gonna talk to him and complete his quest. I'm not
Hello?
going to ruin it for you.
Can
So
you hear me?
again,
Help me. I'm stuck.
so you
Hello?
keep riding, riding, riding. You come off your steed. You rest here. Now you see that big guy there? Do not engage him. He is very painful and he hits hard. You come here, you pick up your spitting shard, and you keep running. Now, I'm just going to show you where to find another NPC. This is D. I'm not going to ruin his quest line or anything for you, so you see him there. He's being all cryptic and sad. So you talk to that NPC what I just showed you. He's gonna give you a little quest by telling you not to go to where we're going. You go there and you fight the boss, and that's it. So this is when our next grace point. Gonna activate it. Right? Once you've activated it here, this is going to be Summon Water Village outskirts. Now you see that boat kind of purplish ghost-like thing. That's the boss. It's a fairly easy boss, so if you may want to tackle it, but again, I recommend you don't do that. Instead, you get on torrent and you go through the side, right? You don't even really need to, he's not gonna come after you for going through the side. So you just go through the side, you ignore everything, you just pass everything, you're running past everything, no engagement, just keep running. Right? Ignore everybody. Don't get into a drama fest. So there is a church. Um, when you go in there, there's a very powerful NPC fight. It's a cannibal. It's a NPC invasion. You fight her, you kill her, and then you activate that grace point. That's going to lead you to the round table if you're looking for that. I don't recommend you do that right now because the NPC is very strong. So unless your dodge game and your parry game is on point, you don't need to concern yourself. Pick up that item and just keep running for your life. Run to that grace point and activate it. Rest. Make sure nothing is chasing you.
Forgive me to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I'm in. There is, but I can take gathering place. Very well. Let my hand rest.
Oh, I made a mistake there. You could, once you reach here, she'll send you to the round table also. So you don't need to actually activate that grace point. So that's my mistake. I forgot that. I don't want to ruin the round table for anyone, but that's how you access it. And you want to come back to here, to Rotview balcony. So that was a mistake in my notes. I forgot that you could just come here and activate the round table. So I'm going to show you to get one of the final weapons in this guide, and it's probably the best weapon. There's a horde of enemies. Do not fight the horde. You will not have the levels if you've been following along with this guy. And you see those big scary dog things over there? They hit really hard, and we have to go near them to get something. So my advice to you is to use your summons. And basically run for your life. Let them distract them. Come here. Come on, open it. You get that? And you run. You haul ass. You don't even look back. You just keep running. Run, Forrest, run. This does not concern you. Anything that happening back there is their problem. They are expendable summons. You just keep running. Just keep running. Right? Come over here and pick up this item. Get a nice little item. You rest at your grace site. If you've been damaged, beaten up badly, you know what to do. You know, heal up. And let's go back to the Church of Elleh. So, let's look at our haul. As you can see, you have some really good weapons. You have a great sword. It is standard and PS, and it is the Lord Sworn Great Sword. It has a strength requirement of 16 and 10 dex. However, you can actually wield this pretty off the bat. So you could dual-handed, two-handed I mean. Then you have my favorite weapon, which is the Great Sword. It's a colossal sword. It is devastating. You have the Great Axe, the Flail. Well, you came with the Halberd and the basic longsword. Those are your starting. So these are some great starting weapons. These have very high requirements on the strength scaling, but a quality build will be able to run all of them perfectly fine. And we're just going to do one more thing. So you go to your map, you come back down to Ahgeel Lake North. And you basically summon Torrent. Keep riding. So you're going to do the same run to get the Great Axe. See that little enemy there? Kill him and you'll get something really nice, but I don't want to spoil it. So the little ball enemies hold little treasures. They have things like heals. They have some of them, I think it's the war moves. So you just come through the side here. So we're going to the grave. And these are just random graves. Now don't engage with the wolves. The wolves hurt at this point. You're basically running all near with these with Torrent. So stay on Torrent. And just pick up all these runes. Pick up all of them. And you're just moving along. You're heading back. jump. So you come off torrent, and you have a summoning pool here. Oh crap. So you see that big plant here? See the pink plant here? That is what's sending down those big laser beams of doom. You could fight it. I don't recommend doing it because it hurts. Come on, jump on. Trying to show. Right, so it makes poison clouds, and they're little plants that also hurt. So it has a lot of stuff that could kill you. Oh crap, oh crap. Right. So yeah, so it sends down a big laser. So you may want to use your summons, and you could see the little ones already putting out poison. So you just pass all of them, and you come down here. Inside of here is a boss fight. I don't want to ruin the boss fight for anybody, but you transverse down there and you'll fight a boss, and you'll get access to, in the back of the room, the person who's going to give you magic. So yeah, so that's the locations where to find stuff. I hope this guide has been helpful to you. There's also a let's play with no commentary, but there are timestamps all over the let's play to have different items and everything like that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope it was helpful to you, and thanks for watching.